Welcome to Radcast, the Random Ass Dudes podcast where absolutely nothing's off limits. Hosted by two guys with no script, no agenda, and no clue what's coming next. If it's random, it's fair game. Tune in, laugh with us, argue with us, or just wonder what the hell did I just listen to? New episodes come out weekly, and pure chaos is guaranteed.
I had to hit record on that one because we made a mistake last time where I didn't hit record, and then it was a shit show.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, here we are, back at it, man. Will we take like a couple weeks off?
We took 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
We needed it.
Yeah. It was a lot, man. It's like, you know, at the beginning of this, it's like I was like, go, let's go. You know, balls to the wall. But, dude, it's so much work that goes into it.
Yeah.
You know, that I didn't even like realize.
Right.
You know.
I think it's big, you know, starting anything new to try to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Don't burn yourself out right away. You know?
Yeah.
Well, we were on the verge, but we have so much going on. I mean, you know, you've got the kids getting ready to start sports. I mean, you see Sam back there saddling the horse, but she's getting ready to train with Trev. You know, we were at the rodeo last night. You were out bucking bulls.
Yeah.
How did that go?
And, you know, it's been a whirlwind with the bull riding, and I'm just thankful I finally got one rode. Every other time been riding lately at least, I'm ready to hang it up. I'm like, dude, I'm not riding nothing. And it's just not clicking. Nothing feels right. And it just came around full circle for me in terms of being gritty and just, you know, staying in it even when it's real bad. You know, when you're not winning, just still believing, keeping the mindset.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest test for me, I'd say, because for the longest time, you know, it was a real battle in my mind.
Well, I know. So the last time we were out and watched you, you had a great ride, and then you were saying that you were struggling and you felt like you were off. Last night when we talked before you rode, there was a different Trevor there.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were checked in, you were locked in, ready to roll.
Yeah.
Even like, you know, whether you know, people are paying attention to your warm-ups and stuff like that. And not just those of us watching the rodeo, but like other riders are watching you do that.
Right.
It was neat to see you check in last night and be like, no, I'm going to ride this sumbitch.
Yeah.
Like we're
and
getting it done.
That's just, it's real simple. That's the only thing. First off, with bull riding, you got to keep it simple. And that was my whole idea going into it was, you've been here before, you've done this before. Keep it simple. Don't come in here and say, oh, I need to do this, this, and this. Get in there, get your stuff set up.
Yeah.
Warm up. You know, be in the moment. So obviously, you know, talk, socialize, interact with the other people, you know, talk about bull riding. You're there to bull ride.
Right.
And then just stay loose. And, you know, I thought about the bull ride, and instead of going in there like I'm playing football and I want to see all the videos of this bull and who rode him and what he did this trip and that trip, that's what I've been doing thus far. And I hadn't rode anything. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back to, you know, bare minimum before I even knew how serious this bull riding was. You didn't know what you were getting on. You just got on them and hope for the best. And that's ultimately what I did, was like, look, dude, you get in here, bear down, and that's it.
Yeah, what was funny, though, Shane, and you weren't there last night, but when they pulled the chute, when they swung the door, he wasn't ready. No. You know, Trev talks with us. He's very active when he talks.
Very active, very loud, very much the boss when I step over in the chute, respectfully, as you should be. And I always go with the motto in the chute, go as slow as you can in a hurry. Well, the guy that was on the lights last night, he's worked a lot of events with me riding, and he knows my routine for the most part. I just wish he would have been paying a little bit more attention, and I told him, you know, I might have been upset if I didn't ride that bull. So the fact that I rode him, I'm not going to really complain too much, but I was taking my wrap, and luckily I had the rope already real tight. And as soon as I got that come around my hand and finally had a full wrap, the bull wanted to squat. And so all us guys are trying to get this bull to stand up, and I'm spurring him over his shoulder. This bull just doesn't want to move. Yeah. And one of my buddies finally gets him to stand up a little bit. And as I'm getting set, I'm watching this gate just open up in my peripheral. And I'm like, well, you know what? It's time to ride. And it kind of made me just respond. That's it. Like, all I could do was react. And I I'm just thankful I rode him because I'm not sure how that would have played out if I didn't.
It's like crazy hearing your side of your ride, right? Because like I saw the video, and you don't see that.
Yeah.
You don't see that in the video.
Right.
Because it looked like you obviously rode it. So I was like,
it didn't look like that in person. Like when he told us he wasn't prepared, I was like, bro, you came out the chute looking like you were on fire.
Yeah.
Well,
and he's like, you just responded.
Luckily, like I said, I was up on my rope, and the way that bull left, I had enough time to kind of get back to my hand. But the way it all started out, I didn't. It didn't feel right. You know, he kind of jerked on me, but nonetheless, it played out how I wanted it to. I mean,
but you won, man.
That place went ape shit.
Yeah,
my voice is struggling today over it.
And I went ape shit too. I mean, I hit the ground, and icing on the cake, I don't land on my feet very often. Whether obviously if you're getting bucked off, you shouldn't be landing on your feet if you're getting bucked off. But I hit the ground, and like you said, that place was electric.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Did they have a buzzer? I didn't hear a buzzer.
It was an air horn.
Oh, gotcha.
I felt like it was late. I swear to you, it felt like I rode that bull for 10 seconds.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too.
At one point when we got near the out gate, I felt him kind of stacking up a little bit and bucking in the same spot, and I'm just like, where is the horn? And then I finally heard it.
Is that like a thing that bull riders or bronc riders, like you go past the horn? You better.
Yeah. You want to ride him for 10. You don't want to get off right at the horn and leave it up to the judges.
Yeah.
Did he ride him for 8? Did he not? One guy has 7.9. The other guy on the other side of the arena has got 8.1.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out if they're going to give it to you or not.
Here, I'm going to fix your mic real quick.
It was definitely a lot of fun to watch and to see again, because there were other riders that had rides that were qualified rides. So, and how many events had it gone no rides? 3?
There's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks now for the open division.
Same bulls.
So
or different livestock.
They'll mix the pin up. It's the same stock contractor.
Okay.
But as the weeks go on, like last week was completely what we call a campaigner pin. Like everyone that drew a bull should have rode their bull.
Okay.
It was the exact opposite, polar opposite. We all bucked off.
Yeah.
And then this next week, she brought a little bit more heat this week, and luckily I held on to one. But usually she'll mix the pin up, and I think she goes based off of the flow of the bull riders. Who's coming and who's winning. If everybody's riding everything, well, she's gonna start bringing some eliminators, some bulls that buck a little harder, and when stuff starts to die out, she'll bring something a little bit easier to ride. But, I can't control that part.
Yeah. Well, I think the second ride out went 68, right? I think it was the second dude out went 68. It was like 68, 64, and somebody later in the second round had a 62, and then he posted a 76 on, what was it, Warlord?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that bull was badass.
And definitely not my favorite draw. It's kind of funny how it played out because us guys were in the back talking about, what bulls that she brought for the day, and this is before the draw come out. We're sitting there like, what do you want to draw? And I'm like, dude, I want Kit Kat so bad. I get Kit Kat, I'm going to the pay window. Like, I'm telling everybody, like, I need Kit Kat. And then they're like, yeah, man, honestly, all of them are cool. You just don't want that Warlord bull. He's all over the place, and he's terrible in the chute. And I'm like, yeah, I never been on him. I'm not, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Not even 5 minutes later, the draw comes out. Warlord, Trevor Clark, and I'm like, oh, lovely, and that's how it goes everywhere. At least lately, and honestly, I just might as well be ready for it to happen here on. I'm gonna draw what I don't want, and you just gotta face your fear in a sense.
Go ahead.
Do you always have to wait for the draw, or can you guys volunteer on what bulls to pick?
No, you always have to wait for the draw, at least when it's for the money. There is an event called CCT, and the CCT bull ridings, it's set up to where you get to come in and pick your bull, and that's based off of a ranking system on who gets to pick first and whatnot. But there's different ways they go about it, but usually if you're riding for money, it's completely a draw.
Yeah. How long have you been a bull rider for?
Bull riding, I say taking it serious, about 4 years.
About 4 years?
Yeah.
What is it? Like what? Why? What's your...
Starting out just cowboying, I grew up on my uncle's ranch in California, and the only time I got around horses and cattle was in the summers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was 3 months every year, and I went one year when I was 9 years old. It was Thanksgiving weekend, and we go out there, and I was at my uncle's ranch, and I'm watching him feed, and I'm watching just how, you know, I could see the energy and the aura coming off my uncle at such a young age. I'm like, dude, he's living the dream.
Yeah.
And the day I got out of school that summer, I went out to his house and didn't come home till the day I had to be back in school. And I just kept doing it year after year after year. And then I got to high school, and I kind of got, you know, lost and drifted off into the, you know, the typical high school lifestyle. And I was playing football, playing all types of sports. And, you know, I still had a passion for the lifestyle, but it wasn't right there in front of me. I had too much stuff going on. And I went and played college football, and that didn't end very well. You know, I kind of just died out and gave up on that dream. And for a while, I just wasn't happy at home. You know, I just felt like I was getting up, go to work, go home, do it again. And it was just getting old quick. And I was like, you know, there's got to be something bigger, more. I need some fun in my life. And it just so happened that later on, as the timeline went by, fast forward to 2020, I was hanging out with one of my buddies a regular day, and I ended up getting shot in the face.
Shit.
And this is one of my best friends at the time that tried to kill me. And at that moment, it really took me to a real dark place. Like, I didn't want to leave the house. I stayed in my room. And I'm the type of person to just go outside just to be outside. Just sit outside and just look at the sky.
I gotta call time out here. You gotta go back to it. you have to go back to that story.
Okay.
Let's go on a little side
you
quest.
just kind of passed by the fact you got shot in the face.
And it's been a little bit of time, and a lot of people, you know, they hear me say that, and I just kind of breeze past it. I'm not avoiding it. We can talk about it. We can go completely in depth, detail by detail. But at the time, I had a buddy that we were tight since freshman year of high school. And when I started driving, it was like I picked him up from school every day, all that type of stuff. And we never really had any situations where it was like we got beef or we're not cool right now. It was never nothing on that big of a scale. And one day, just hit me up to hang out. It was later in the night, and we went for a ride, and it was kind of stale. You know, the energy just wasn't right in the car, but this is, like I said, one of my bestest friends, so I'm putting it right past him. Like, maybe he's just having a bad day.
Yeah.
And we decided we're going to go to one of my other buddies' houses, and we're pulling in, and I'm telling this guy, like, where to park. He's never been in this buddy's house. He's never been in he's stalling. He's missing each parking spot. He's going like 5 miles an hour. And I'm like, you know, still like, I'm like, dude, park here. And he's like, And then we finally get about 40 yards past where I'm telling him to park. And he's like, I just want to talk to you before we go upstairs. And I'm like, everything all right? You know, I'm super high energy all the time. Yeah. I'm like, everything all right? What's going on? Everything's good. No, everything's fine. And I'm like, okay, well, we can talk upstairs. And he's like, all right. And I'm in the passenger seat, so I grabbed I think I had an Arizona tea or something like that. I grabbed it, closed the door, and I'm walking in the front of the hood. And if I'm in the driver's seat, he just props the door and reaches through the driver's door jamb and just shoots me.
Holy shit.
This bullet goes straight through my jaw, shatters it, and I get up and I'm running down the street, or not down the street, but down this apartment, like, parking lot. And I probably, you know, I used to play football. I probably ran a 4.2 40 that day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as I'm running, he's still shooting. There's flames coming out of this gun, and I'm, you know, literally running for my life at this point.
Yeah.
And I turn the corner, and my other buddy's coming down the stairs, and he's like, dude, are you hearing these shots? And I got my hands on my face, and I play around way too much. I learned after the fact that day, because he's looking at me, and he's like, stop playing. And I'm like, dude, and I moved my hands, and the blood just was everywhere, just kept on coming out. And that's when I started freaking out a little bit. But I never passed out throughout the whole situation. Like, I remember every bit of it. And it felt like forever for the ambulance to get there and stuff like that. But they came and took care of me. I was home in 2.5 days.
That's wild.
Yeah, that surgeon, I got in the hospital that night, and that morning at 4 a.m. they come in and he woke me up and was like, "Hey, buddy, we're going to surgery. I'm going to fix you up." And I went into surgery for about 3 hours, and when I come out, I couldn't open my mouth. I was wired shut, and this is how I was talking for 6 weeks. And
so after he shot you and you ran, you got to your buddy's house.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just leave?
So as I was running, he was pulling out of the parking spot and like headed out, but he's still firing. And so, to my knowledge, he exited because once everyone knew what was going on, they couldn't find him. Police couldn't find him. And I heard a helicopter at one point. And I mean, what were they really going to look for? They hadn't talked to me. They didn't know what vehicle he's in or what direction he's going. None of that. I apologize. Let's set that over there.
Oh, you're good.
But you know, there was in that moment from when I ran to turning in that ambulance, you know, I'm telling you guys, it felt like an eternity. Like there were so many thoughts going through my head. At one point, it felt like my mouth was gone. And then I ended up running up the stairs. Once I turned the corner, I ran up the stairs past my buddy after the initial, "Did you hear the gunshots?" And I, you know, once he realized that I was shot, I'm telling him to call someone. He was in complete shock, like just frozen. And I run up past him into his apartment. And I look in the mirror, and to my understanding, I'm just shot through my cheeks. And I thought, you know, stitch here, and I'd be okay. But I still, the pain was just insane. Like my tongue, the bullet went straight through my tongue. It was split in half like this. And I didn't know that. So I'm running around talking, and it's getting harder and harder for me to be, you know, for you to understand what's coming out of my mouth. And, but that was a very humbling experience nonetheless. I feel like I wasn't doing anything wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't like I, you know, deserved it or anything like that. To this day, I don't know why he did it. And
did he get caught?
He got caught. Oh yeah, they caught him about a week and a half later. The sheriff's department calls me at like 2 a.m. and it's right there on the caller ID. Sheriff's and they let me know like they had him in custody and whatnot, and you know, asked me if I wanted to be present for any of these hearings and moving forward. And obviously I was pressing charges, but I didn't care to really be in person. There's nothing that I was going to change.
Right.
Yeah. But I was in attendance through all the Zoom calls and whatnot, and the process didn't go exactly how I wanted it to. And had I feel like if they would have listened to the victim much more, I feel like it could have been a better outcome. You know, that guy got 3.5 years. He does his time, which I thought was BS. It's a slap on the wrist.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And
because, like, his intent was to kill you.
I mean, you shoot someone in the face and then shoot 6 more times. Yeah. That's not an accidental fire or anything like that.
And as they're running away,
point blank range. I mean, there's so many variables to it. And then after the fact, he did that time, and to my understanding, he's being tried for murder right now.
Oh, damn.
He wasn't even out, I want to say, 30 days after serving the time for what he did to me. And like I said, to this day, I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I had to accept that sometimes you won't ever get that closure for a lot of things.
Right.
And that's okay. You know, everyone's asking me, do you forgive him? And I'm like, sure. And they think I'm crazy for saying that, but in reality, forgiveness isn't for me. Forgiveness isn't for him.
Yeah, it's for you.
It's completely for me. It's so that I can get over it.
Yeah.
If I can't just get past it, it's gonna eat me alive every day, and he still wins.
Yeah,
exactly.
And ultimately, you know, the fact that I'm still breathing is enough for me to know. Like, you don't need to know why. That you're still here. You have a purpose, and dude, the sky's the limit. And that right there is what sparked bull riding for me. Like, I'm like, dude, you don't do anything that you love anymore anyway. You stop playing football. why don't you go rodeo? What do you have to lose? You just got shot in the face.
Yeah.
And I got on one bull, and that day I showed up, I had no bull riding gear. I went around and borrowed a helmet from this guy, a glove from that guy, some spurs from the other guy in the corner, and pretty soon I had all the gear to ride. But everyone was calling me Mr. No Gear for forever in that little bull riding community.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the best decisions I made.
But you like fully invested in it, right? Because you don't just, because I learned a lot from you just from talking about bull riding because of Drake and all that.
Yes, sir.
You don't just bull ride, like you go and help train bulls to bull ride, right?
Oh yeah. So let me go rewind to when I first got started bull riding, at least. The same day I got on that bull, I ended up meeting Charlie Sampson, one of the greatest bull riders to ever do it. And it's the equivalent of LeBron James walking up on you in the random gym and just saying, "Hey, buddy, are you good at this game, or are you just throwing the ball at the hoop?"
Yeah.
And that's what he basically said to me. He's like, "Are you getting on him, or are you riding him?" And I was like, "I guess I'm just getting on him." He was like, "Well, you need to learn how to ride him." And he's like, "Why don't you come to Wyoming and work on my buddy's ranch, and when we're not working, I'll give you some lessons." That dude Charlie put me on probably 60 bulls in a 50-day span. I mean, just ran them straight under me in Cody, Wyoming. And it jump-started bull riding for me very fast. I was banged up, but it really taught me how to, handle, like the bull from last night. That bull sitting in there squatting and, playing mind games is what I call it. And he taught me how to handle that stuff. And that's the biggest thing, is the mental side of it, There's a lot of physical stuff going on, but I still feel like that whole time it's still a mental game. Like it's all that bull's trying to psych you out, and you're trying to stay calm.
Right.
But when I first got started, I went to Wyoming with Charlie, and after that, it just so happened I got a job in California at the Flying U Rodeo Company, and Charlie's rodeo buddy from back in the day was working at Flying U at the time. Rest in peace, Miko. We actually lost him this year. But one of the other great cowboys that was a bull rider in the 80s and the 90s. And at Flying U, they have 1,500 bucking horses and 1,500 bucking bulls.
Wow.
And they breed everything from the ground up. It's the Born to Buck program. And at that place, you have to work 15, 20, 25 bull calves. And it starts out with, we bring them in off pasture, and they have so much pasture. These bulls ain't seen daylight haven't seen humans 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
They come in and they're snorting and they're mean and they're wild. And I'm sitting there like, dude, it's my third day at work. You want me to walk in this pen right now? Like, no, I'm cowboy, but I ain't that cowboy.
Yeah.
But it really made me a better bull rider, because I was doing everything that the stock contractors are doing when we're getting ready to ride. I didn't see what it was like before that bull stood for you in the chute. You go up to a stock contractor, does that bull stand? And then you go and work behind the scenes, and you're like, man, it takes a lot to get a bull to just stand for somebody. And so when I went to Flying U, I would work, like I say, 15, 20 of them in a set. We just rode through them. You might touch 80 bulls in a day, and you're putting a dummy on them, and you're getting them gentle the same way you start a horse. You want to get them gentle and get them desensitized to a lot of stuff. Let them know you're not going to hurt them, and then we put a dummy on their back. It's like an 8-pound dummy, and it has a little switch on it, and you let that bull go out there and buck, and they go out there 1-2 jumps, and they might spin to the left. Well, when they spin to the left, we'll pop the dummy. And they start to get it in their minds like, oh, when I went out there and spun, I got that thing off my back.
Yeah.
And now the next time we buck them, we might let them spin 2 times and then pop that dummy. And pretty soon the bull builds that confidence. It's the same way a horse learns from the release. So do the bulls. They learn, okay, this is my job.
Yeah.
And they start to like it. When
like,
you see a bull go out there and kick out, they're loving their job.
Yeah.
And so that definitely was a strong part of, helping me develop in the bull riding for sure.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I never even realized that. I just thought that you guys got bulls and you got on them and just started riding them. I didn't know you guys put those automatic dummies on there and we're actually training these bulls to buck and then to even go into the chute, right?
Oh yeah, and the American bucking bull is its own breed.
Really?
Really.
Oh,
and so,
shit.
you got your Angus, your Herefords, and your Brahmas, and whatever you want to call it. And the American bucking bull is its own. You can't make a bull buck. It's either in you or it's not. Same thing with horses. There's horses that are bred to buck, and there's saddle horses. And a lot of them, like I said, they have to have it or they don't. That's all there is to it. It's all genetics when it comes down to it. We can help them a little bit. We can teach them how to buck and how to jump and how to turn left and right, but ultimately it's all up to them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dang, dude.
Now we got him training horses out here.
Yeah.
We're putting Trev to work.
And it's crazy because I used to always tell my uncle I never wanted to be a horse trainer. I never wanted to that to be my title.
Yeah.
Just because you have to be a different kind of person to really want to just train horses. You have to be obsessed. And I'm not going to say I'm not obsessed, but if I look at my Uncle Don and you say he's obsessed, then ask yourself, are you obsessed? I'm like, no, there's no way. You can't compare to that guy. He's getting up before the sun. When you hear that rooster over there.
Yeah.
Now, he was getting up when that rooster was making that sound when the sun was just on the horizon. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, just didn't come in until it was 10 o'clock at night. And it was all horse. And it was cool for me as a kid for the first week of the summers. And then I hated it. And it was like, do I want to go home? Do I want to stay? Do I want to go home? Do I want to stay? Then we go to a horse show in 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, I want to stay. Yeah. But, as a kid, that's the hardest part is to figure out, you want to do the fun part. You want to show the horses. You want to go to the rodeos. But then there's all this other stuff that comes with it. And, being a horse trainer, I don't even consider myself a horse trainer. I definitely can train a horse, but my uncle was a horse trainer.
Yeah.
I'm someone who trains horses, but I'm not a horse trainer.
Yeah.
And one day maybe I'll be a horse trainer. There's so much in this world that you got to learn. And every day when I think I have it figured out, I don't.
Yeah.
And, it really is a love-hate and a give and take when it comes to this.
Well, you're training an animal that has, his brain is, the size of a walnut or something, right?
Yeah. It's not very big.
Yeah, and they're, freaking powerful, man.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome.
And he was a handful when we brought him home.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was about as feral as it gets.
Feral. And and it's funny, Nate sends me this horse, and he's like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, let's go get him. And then I get there, and I'm like, gosh, dude, you look bad. He just looked way off. And this guy that's selling him's talking him up. And no offense to that guy, but he just didn't. For me, if I'm selling a horse, I want him to look a little better than what he had given him to us for. But I definitely have my stipulations, and I was very skeptical with that horse.
Yeah.
But we get him home, and he seemed like he was settling in pretty good. And I want to say the second or third day, he heads for that out gate, and I mean, just nails it. Puts a nice curve on it. If we had 10 of those panels, we'd have a round pin right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And but after that, I mean, I think that was a great attitude check for him.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
after that, it's been nothing but just. I mean, of course, we have bad days, but it's been great. Every day, we get better and better. We're building on it, and it's the same as when you guys do this podcast. I'm like, dude, I'm just getting started doing them on my own. And my uncle ain't here, stand over my shoulder to show me how to do this every day. It's been Trevor with that one.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it that way because I can kind of manage how much or how less I'm going to do without overdoing it.
Yeah.
And we didn't jump in and say, let's get 5 of them and try to roll through them. We're like, let's get one, and we'll see how quick we can get him going and how smooth this development is. And man, I'm enjoying the process, and I'm starting to realize that everything I said I wouldn't do, I end up doing it.
Yeah.
And
you do it well.
I
let's just put it out there. You do it
appreciate it.
Where he's at today versus where he was at when we brought him home. I mean,
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, though, is like you are 9 to 5, right? You have a day job.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Oh,
and then after that, I mean, in a sense, you're kind of doing what your uncle's doing, right?
Right.
Like you're up early in the morning and you're out there busting your ass,
it's
and you
crazy.
come over here and you fucking working on horses,
Right.
and it's like,
and it's sometimes till 10, 10:30, sometimes 11 o'clock at night. I
Right.
mean, just depending on how your day goes.
And it's crazy you said that about my uncle, because all those long days I had as a kid where I just could not figure out. I'm like, dude, what could we possibly be doing now? It is 9:30. Everything's fed.
Yeah.
Why are we working on this fence in the dark? Like there's so much that didn't make sense to me. And I was riding that red horse down the road in the dark just a couple days ago, and I was just smiling to myself, and I was like, it makes sense now. I see why my uncle, was so big on taking pride in what he was doing. He didn't care about where the clock was at. Time was non-existent in his brain for the most part. Like, he just rolled with whatever was happening in the moment. He stayed in the moment and was passionate about it. And instead of worrying about, I spent this much time here and then this much time here, no, just focus here. And, be locked in with these horses, because you'll get a different aspect and different connection with them. And some of those sessions where I really didn't want to come out here and it was late at night were the best sessions I had with that horse. Yeah. And that's what I feel like the true grind is when you don't want to do it, when you're tired, and when you've been at it 14, 16 hours, that's when you start winning.
Well, some of your best rides have been with nobody watching.
Nobody.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just me, him, and the dark. And we'd be out here in the lights, and I'm like...
I mean, we're watching on the cameras inside while we're laying in bed, and you're out here working at 11 o'clock, but...
he's doing that
the benefits of not being the horse trainer.
Sam, he's just doing that wrong. I don't know what he's doing right now.
No, we're in there watching, going... Like, I remember there was one night that Red he was just on one. And
I know what night.
We were watching, and Sam's like, should we go out there? And I was like, if he comes off, we'll go out. I said, but let's see what happens from in here. And
it's better him than you, right?
Yeah, well, my body don't recover the way his does. Yeah, I'm a little older.
I tell you what, though, after starting to get on bulls, that's another thing. I wish I would have struck the iron earlier.
Yeah,
because I don't recover the same. Like,
how old are you?
I'm 25.
25.
And at 18, when I played football, I played running back, and I've never been the bigger guy on the field.
Yeah,
I used to get, dirt roll about 300-pound D lineman all day long, and take an ice bath on a Saturday and be good by Sunday. Now it's like, I hope by Wednesday I can shake this soreness.
Are you born and raised in Arizona?
Born and raised in the concrete jungle of Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I ended up going to Apollo.
Apollo? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
sir. I went to Apollo and graduated in 2018, and both my older brothers actually went to Apollo. Okay. I'm the youngest of 3 boys.
Are you the only boy that's cowboy?
I am the black sheep.
Yeah.
I mean, they have no idea. They have no interest in this world at all. They all of us got a chance to go to my Uncle Don's ranch and, see it. And, they'd enjoy the weekend, but they're like, all right, it stinks. I got poop on my boots or whatever. Yeah. And they just, whatever it was, they were over it. They didn't really take the interest like that. And, my dad grew up in Arkansas. My dad had nine brothers and 3 sisters. And, I always tell people I got old blood because my dad's parents were sharecroppers, and my dad's grandmother was released out of slavery.
Yeah.
So I'm not very far out of very, very old school tradition.
Yeah, from the South, huh?
Yes, sir. The deep South.
Yeah,
deep South. And I think that's a big part of who I am. In high school they called me Uncle Trev. They said, like, dude, you're just like someone's uncle. You're always like trying to.
You got that old soul in you.
It's like Grandpa Drake.
Right, yeah. Oh, literally.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change it for nothing. I think I have a very unique upbringing, and I wish every kid got an opportunity to see everything I got to see.
Is your dad and your uncle, what's his name?
My Uncle Don. My Uncle Don is my dad's older brother.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So did your dad ever have any interest in the Western lifestyle?
My dad said, once my dad turned 18, once my dad was grown, I should say, his little brother, my Uncle Jesse, was in the NFL, and they were buddies. They were tight. And so when my Uncle Jesse got drafted, my dad was with him just about every team he went to.
Gotcha.
And that was just like his right-hand man.
Yeah.
And when the St. Louis Cardinals moved to Arizona, my Uncle Jesse was on that team. And Uncle Jesse ended up retiring with the Arizona Cardinals once they had converted. And my dad said out of all the states, my uncle was let me rewind. He was drafted by the Packers, then went to the Vikings, and then the Lions, and then the Cardinals. And after 9 seasons, he retired here in Arizona. And my dad was like, well, out of all the places we've been, I think I like Arizona the best. And that's when he started his family here. Mm-hmm. And that's obviously how I got here.
Yeah.
But all of my family's in the South, and my mom's from Michigan. Yeah. And so I got family just about everywhere. When my grandfather on my dad's side passed away I want to say they told me the year 2000 he had 72 grandkids.
Dang. Holy smokes.
Shoo-wee. I got family I probably will never meet.
Even know.
Need to invest
he
in
had
some
13
TVs,
kids.
I would hate to be your ancestry account, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. They're
notifications all day.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. And I was trying to do the math, and I'm like, well, he had 13 of them. If you average 3 to 4 apiece, and then their kids, I guess you're up there pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's real unique. I run in a family all the time when I go down south, and they're like, what's your last name when I'm just in town? And I'm like, Clark. Oh, yeah, you do look like a Clark. You got those Clark eyebrows. And you got the stature. And it just, I knew this person and your grandfather, and it always reminds you, like, somebody's always watching. You know? And that's what, true character is. And that's what I try to focus on is, having, doing the right thing when no one's watching.
Right.
For a while, I didn't even know you guys had that camera over there. But I was like, you know what, like, right on, like, it didn't bother me. Mm-hmm. But someone's always watching. And I try to lead by example as much as I can because, there's even Drake. There's so many people that you don't even realize you can have an influence on.
Oh, yeah.
Just by, what you're saying, what you're doing. And so you always want to, put your best foot forward on that note.
I'll tell you what, man. After Drake met you, I'd be like, all right, who do you want in the shoot with you? Do you want Trevor or you want me? He goes, Trevor.
I know, I got kicked out.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I think I was in there the first couple, and then I was like, well, we'll go sit in the bleachers. Trev's got him.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Drake gets in the shoot like a seasoned vet, and I'm excited to see him, decide what he wants to do eventually because at that age, I remember when I was his age, and it's hard to, especially when you see a kid who woke up and sat on a bull, come out of the womb just, cowboy, yeah. And then he's got all these different interests, and this sparked, the interest for him, when he's old enough to feel pain and understand what, could go wrong.
Yeah.
It plays a part in his mind, so. The fact he's going through that battle now, if he can just stay in it, Drake, the sky's the limit for him, you know?
If you ask him, he's already got brain damage from it.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember to flush the toilet because he rides bulls.
He literally said that.
Yeah, man, CTE, man, it's real, dude,
Bullshit.
Literally.
Yeah, right.
No, I think that's cool, like, that you, like, brought that up because I think that, no knock on people that grew up in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But for somebody like you, it's like, I'm sure that you, like, appreciate it probably a little bit more because you know what it's like to not have that.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like to have that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a glimpse of both of it. And I haven't had it full-fledged to where I'm like, all right, I walk outside, this is my house, and I got horses and bulls.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still am blessed. I'm still, an anomaly. A lot of guys, even though I got a brief, 3 months at a time, like I said, there's a lot of people who never get to experience what I got to
Exactly.
see.
Yeah.
And even my dad was a big part of that because my dad worked for American Airlines my whole life. I got to go everywhere I wanted.
Really?
If I wanted to go to Alabama and see my uncle for a weekend, Friday when I got out of school,
You
going to the airport.
Yeah, because
Just fly out
That's
and
awesome.
be back by Sunday and go to school on Monday. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I was in Arkansas yesterday. The kids looking at me like, yeah, bullshit.
Yeah,
and
right,
I'm showing
yeah.
them videos and pictures of like, how? I'm like, dude, these airplanes.
Yeah.
It only
They
takes
fly.
3 hours,
Yeah,
dude.
right.
Like, and they're like, oh, dude, how much does that cost? I'm like, I fly for free. Like,
Yeah.
That
I
was
got the
my
hookup,
biggest
dude.
flex.
Yeah.
You know who
growing
I
up.
am? I'm Trevor motherfucking Clark.
On
Yeah,
that
man.
note, let's take a quick break. We'll go to commercial, and then we'll come right back.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors for all of their support. A big shout out goes to the team at Trucker Jobs. They've designed an app for all the professional truck drivers and carriers out here looking for support in this much needed industry. The Trucker Jobs app is a combination of social media and business designed for truckers by truckers. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or lease equipment, turn unused equipment or lot space into revenue, connect directly with drivers, carriers, and vendors, or navigate your career and grow your business, this is the source for you. Download the app Trucker Jobs Network in the App Store today or visit them at www.trucker-jobs.com. Use code WOJO12 for 12 months free. Thank you to the team at Sunset Customs. If your home or business is in need of concrete coatings or custom cabinets, this is the team. Sunset Customs provides the highest quality flake floors, beautiful stained concrete, concrete overlay, and grind and sealed concrete here in Arizona. If cabinets are your look no further. Whether it is for your garage space, laundry rooms, or closets, Sunset Customs has you covered with custom cabinets designed and installed for your specific needs. With high-end finishes, soft-close doors and drawers, Sunset Customs specializes in transforming spaces one finish at a time. Give them a call today at 602-489-9237 or check them out online at sunsetcustoms.com. That's Sunset Customs with a Z. Thanks to the team at Fresh Comfort Solutions, the Valley's go-to for all your air conditioning and heating needs. Specializing in residential and commercial HVAC, Fresh Comfort Solutions is a local business with leadership born and raised right here in the Valley of the Sun. Whether your HVAC system needs a seasonal checkup, repair, or replacement, Mackay and his team are your source for not only the highest quality, but an experience you'll want to share with family and friends. Give them a call today at 602-390-3930 or visit them at callfcs.com. That's CALLFCS.com. And don't forget to mention Radcast for a special offer. So you got them over there spinning in circles now.
Yeah, I like to. Sometimes, depending on how soft or, stiff they are, I'll do something like tie their head to one side and just make them loosen up,
Yeah.
soften to that side. And I kind of let them figure it out on their own, I feel like balance is huge, especially with those colts, You're really teaching them how to run, correctly, especially if you're going to be on their back. You're going to put, if you're going to be dragging cows or something with them, you want the horse to be balanced and travel, symmetrically.
Yeah.
And part of that is, this helps his coordinates in a sense.
So, your big influence is your uncle getting you into this whole cowboy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you saw a bunch of black cowboys coming out here. There's not a whole lot of black bull riders or black cowboys.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The black rodeo, yeah.
The black rodeo.
Yeah.
Actually, even when I got started with my uncle, he was the only black cowboy I really knew. I mean, him and his son and my cousins that are cowboys. But, especially in the realm that he was in, there isn't much of us, really.
Yeah.
And, training horses and the cow horse deal, it's just not a lot of us. And, I don't ever try to say, they didn't pick me because I was black. It's never been a variable for Trevor, at least.
Yeah.
But it's all about, how you carry yourself. And, my uncle was very much respected in this world, and he really lit that for me to, don't ever try to, play the poor me card, because ultimately you carry yourself correctly. If it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they'll know.
So do you feel like, being in this culture, being in this lifestyle, like you have been embraced and like, you don't even bat an eye on it?
1,000%, and, I I haven't even talked about it yet since we've been talking today, but out of nowhere, dude, I got a random DM on Instagram one day, and it was about, hey, you want to be on TV?
I was just going to ask about that.
Yeah. And I thought it was a scam. And I'm like, then why do they want me to be on TV? You know? And they're like, we got this, they sold it to me as a Western, sorry. No, you're good. A Western docuseries. And I'm like, heck yeah, let's do it. And they sent me this application, and I'm like, all right, I'm not filling this out. It just didn't feel right at that point.
Yeah.
They wanted too much information. And, they gave me a call, and they're like, dude, we're shooting a show, and we'd love to have you on it. We worked with Sony Entertainment, and we want to film this for CW Network. And I just had the opportunity to go to Montana for 6 weeks and film this show. And basically, you're on a dude ranch, and you're the workers. The storyline was, we're the guys that come in, and they had lost a lot of workers, and they were trying to fill some gaps. And so they brought us on. There's 4 of us, and we joined the existing crew and helped them finish the season out on that ranch.
Oh, okay.
And
so they already had the season going.
As far as the dude ranching season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And yeah, that was some of the most fun I had in my life.
Yeah.
We had 3 meals a day that was cooked by a 5-star chef, and I mean, just some of the most fun ever. TV is hard. It really is.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that they have you do and the way they do the interviews, it's hard, and you got to have a lot of patience, and it's exhausting. It really was.
So that show is called Wranglers.
The Wranglers.
The
yes,
Wranglers,
sir.
right?
Yeah.
And that's so. Like, I mean, how do they even find you?
I'm telling you, this lady. The account that DM'd me. It says Kara_casting, no profile picture, like 900 followers. I'm like, this has to be a spam account. Like, this does not make sense. And it was very vanilla on the message. It wasn't nothing crazy, and there was no real credentials that made me say, oh man, this is it.
Yeah.
And but she was so prompt about everything that when I sent my phone number, she called me and gave me the breakdown so fast. I'm literally in the airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, headed to Flint, Michigan for a rodeo, and this lady's DMing me, and I'm like, kind of not taking it serious until my phone rang 10 minutes before I'm about to board this plane, and she like gives me this spill. But she was very like straight to the point, like, look, do you want to do this or not? This is what we got going. I think it's a great opportunity for you. I saw your profile. She's like, is this like a facade, or like, are you a real cowboy? And I'm like, no, it's legit. Like, this is not just like for fun.
I'll come ride a bull if you want.
Yeah, and I think between the taking a picture here and taking a picture there, I never was really big on that, and I never thought it could even
turn into something.
Right. I just was doing it, just being social on social media.
Right.
And responding to that message instead of just deleting it, thinking that it was spam, was the best thing I ever did. I made a few real good buddies. I think that'll be lifers. And I got to network with people even in the production team, and it was just a great experience overall. I spent a lot of time in the Big Sky area, but to be in Montana every day, like right now, I guarantee in Hobson it is sub 50 degrees and in the middle of the day. And it was just great. It was like a vacation. I'm getting paid to talk about what I love, and they're gonna film you doing what you love.
Right.
And you're gonna do it. They're gonna do it for free. They're gonna house you for free. They're gonna feed you good for free, and we're gonna give you something on top of it. I didn't care what the show did. I was just
having fun.
Yeah. Like, dude, it's just life, once in a lifetime experience.
Exactly.
If I don't ever get another TV deal, I don't care if I get another TV deal. That'd be great, but At the same time, it was really fun. You know, there's some that were on the show that might say something different, but I had a ball.
Yeah, you could tell you had fun in it.
Yeah, that's it. You know, I feel like obviously, you know, they were, you know, just being themselves as well, but I feel like at some points it was just too serious. Like, there's no way you were this upset right now. Like, look where we're at.
So, like, watching, because, you know, my daughter, Hayden, she was all obsessed about it, right? So, like, we would, like, watch it. But how much from the episodes to reality was there? Because, I mean, it's Hollywood, right? They have to entertain us somehow. You know, like,
there was a lot of stuff that was cut out or
I would say
glorified.
I was gonna say everything that was there was real.
Yeah,
there was a lot of cutouts. You know,
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that I thought was gonna be there, and I was like, oh wow, they didn't add that part, they didn't add that part, but there was nothing in there that was fake either.
They didn't miss your burp.
No, they caught me slipping, and that was the realest part of it. Is there's a lot of moments where they're filming and they are literally just filming. They didn't tell us, we're going to go do this, we're going to do that. No, it was just cameras are up and they're going. And
they're just trying to get that raw reaction, huh?
Literally, yeah. They definitely got a raw reaction out of me when I was watching in the beginning. I want to say it was the first or second episode. I'm like getting on the tractor. I sit down right after lunch.
Yeah.
And I crack this Coca-Cola and I'm slamming it. And I take the biggest belts.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, funny. I don't remember doing that.
I was dying when that
That's
happened.
funny. Yeah. Because that's just you being you, huh?
Yeah. And, but.
And that's not the only dude ranch that you've worked. You worked at the one in Tucson, right?
Yeah.
You had a cool experience there.
So when the same owners of Circle Boy Ranch where we filmed the TV show, they own, I want to say 6 dude ranches in America. And they're top of the line. You know, when I first started dude ranching, when I went with Charlie bull riding, his buddy owns Rimrock Ranch in Wyoming. And that's the job that I worked when Charlie was giving me bull riding lessons. But True Ranch Collection is what these 6 ranches are all named under. And they own White Stallion in Tucson. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the biggest dude ranch in the nation. And
is White Stallion?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
And when I got there, they're truly the biggest and probably the best, the most efficient. And I mean, it's the full package. You can go shooting, go rock climbing, obviously horseback riding. They got the massage. It's like a resort. You get a little bit of everything. And that place runs like a well-oiled machine. And the way I got that gig was on our last couple days of filming in Montana. The owner, Russell True, he had asked me to drive a vehicle back down from that ranch to Arizona. And once I got back, I was just talking to him and kind of just, saying our goodbyes. And I said, if you ever need any help down there, I'd love to come to the ranch. And like a week later, they reached out and they're like, hey, we do have a spot if you want to come work the ranch. And I wasn't doing anything. I was like, yeah, I might as well come. And then I get in a car accident, like a day later. Get in a car accident, and I had to have knee surgery on my patellar tendon. And that set me back about a month. But once I got down to White Stallion, it was same deal, But the difference was the volume. I've never, ever took out 4 or 5 rides in a day. And these rides are nothing less than an hour.
A lot of saddle time.
Oh, yeah. 8 hours. You get 8 hours of saddle time every day. But I feel like White Stallion provides a lot of opportunities for people. White Stallion has a volunteer program where they got 6. They can house 6 volunteers at a time. You could call them today and say, I want to volunteer in 2 weeks for 2 weeks. And if they accept it, you come down there, they feed you 3 meals a day, you get to go on all the rides, and it's all for free. You're volunteering. And a lot of these volunteers end up transitioning into temporaries, into full-time employees. And I know guys there now that they got on their first horse at White Stallion, and now they're right in the mix, working the deal, making money doing it. And I think it's great, my story, his story, however you got into it, do it. And I think it's unique regardless.
Take whatever opportunity you're presented.
1,000%. You never know where it's going to go. And,
So, a dude ranch, right?
yeah.
What is a dude ranch?
So, a dude ranch is, if you're talking to a cowboy, a dude ranch is bullshit. You know what I mean? It really is. You are playing cowboy all day long.
Yeah.
But a dude ranch is a Western guest experience.
Gotcha.
You know, you were so people are coming from all over the world, Germany, England. I mean, I met people from all over, and they want to see cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see the Wild West. You know, there's no dude ranches on the East Coast. I mean, sure there are, but Wild West and dude ranching is when you think of cowboys, you think of the West.
Yeah.
And that's where some of the most beautiful dude ranches are. You got to have the views, but it's a vacation and a resort where people get to experience the day in the life of a cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome. You know.
I do too, man. I think like to try, because I mean, what if they could inspire a young kid to want to be in this lifestyle, right? I mean,
and
at
that's
the end
all
of the
it
day,
takes.
dude, there's way less cowboys now than there was, right?
Cowboys are a dying breed.
Yeah.
We are
Real cowboys are a
yeah,
dying breed.
Yeah.
real cowboys are a dying breed.
There's
Right now, in today's world, there's this. It's crazy. It honestly took off, and I never saw the Western life being this big and mainstream ever. And you know, with that Cowboy Carter album, and Morgan Wallen's always doing his thing. You got Zach Top, you got Colton McMurdy, and it's just taken the world, and it's got it in a chokehold right now.
Yeah.
And so it really is hard to, you know, honestly, it shouldn't be hard to decipher the two. You know,
It's not.
real cowboy and the guys that are just playing cowboy. And I don't have any real cowboy that's offended by it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you should check on yourself and what you got going,
Exactly.
because I think if I made that guy go buy a pair of boots, I inspired him.
Yeah.
He thinks it's cool. Why
Exactly.
wouldn't you? Don't hate on the guy. Be like, heck yeah, man, right on. You got a pair of boots.
It's almost like NBA players dogging on people at the park just playing basketball. Right?
Literally,
Right.
Like, yeah, they're
that's
not
insane.
professionals, but dude, they love the sport. That's what they love to do. And
That's it.
like that's what we should do is, you know, embrace the people that are interested in this like lifestyle and, you know, wanting to learn or, you know, wanting to be involved in it, whether they do volunteer or
Yeah.
even they just go to like rodeos, you know, like
Yeah.
it's-
Support the culture.
yeah, just like when like Drake started his little calf riding, right? Like over at Dillon's, there wasn't a whole lot of people,
Right.
But then like it started to more and more and more, and then
Snowball.
and then there's like the whole stands is filled with
Yeah.
people, you
Right.
know.
Now it's standing room only.
Yeah, and like it makes me proud to see my son out there riding, you know, throwing his hands up, and everybody's like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's like that's awesome, man.
It lights a different fire in you. I was telling Nate last night. I was like, "Dude, this is a drug.
Yeah,
Bull ride is a drug. Forget the bull. Imagine, okay, you rode the bull, and then you hear all that. You see all these people. They don't even know you,
yeah,
but they are electric. And to them, it is the craziest thing in the world that you just rode this bull. These are people coming out of their offices,
Yep.
Scottsdale somewhere.
yeah,
They have no idea what's going on there. They just know that you just rode that bull, and they're just as excited as you are.
Yeah.
And I love it. You know, even when it comes to dude ranching, all of it. Anytime someone's interested and is genuinely asking about it, if I have the time to talk about it, I'll talk about it, because you don't know who you can inspire. You don't know what interaction or where it's going to go.
exactly.
But if you're passionate about it, it shouldn't bother you to talk about it.
planting
Yeah.
those seeds, huh?
That's it.
Yeah,
Planting the seed, and I'm not planting the seed expecting something big tree to grow out of it. I'm just planting seeds because I'm Johnny Appleseed. You know, like I'm
Yeah.
just doing what I do,
yeah,
and that's just interacting. And I don't know. I feel like leaving your mark is ultimately what it's about.
yeah,
You know, and you can use that with anything. You know, when I train a horse, if I'm selling a horse, I want that horse to. If I put my name on it, that horse better be ready to leave.
yeah,
Right.
Because I'm not putting my name on something that's going to be bad.
yeah,
And so when I leave my mark on that horse, I want it to be a good one. You know, when I leave my mark on people, I want it to be a good one.
yeah.
And yeah, man. But ultimately, this whole cowboying thing, it's went a lot farther than I thought I'd ever go into it, and I'm just thankful for it every other day, going through the motions with it.
You also help people train.
Yes, sir.
Like doing barrel
yeah.
racing and riding.
More so, I feel like I just try to help people develop their riding.
Yeah.
And being in control and being in sync with their horse. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be barrel racing, pole bending, calf roping, breakaway team roping, or just regular pleasure riding. I just try to teach people how to be, a horseman on the basic level.
Right.
If you can understand how to communicate with these guys and respect these guys and get along with them, the rest you can develop. But if you try to jump past that part, if you don't even understand the communication aspect, we're never going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So I've definitely learned a ton since you started coming out here. You know, we've got Sedona, and Sedona's definitely a performance horse. Like she's full of piss and vinegar all the time. Well, when I bought her, they told us, oh, she's retired, right? Like she's ready to just be a trail horse. And then I get on her, and I was like, man, this is too much. And then Trev starts to teach me. He's like, she feels you. She knows how you're feeling about this. She feels your anxiety. Like you got to fix you before you can fix this.
And when I give lessons at White Stallion, I tell people, horse can feel your heartbeat 4 feet away. Mm-hmm. They know what you're thinking or what you're feeling before you even touch them.
Yeah.
That's
but
crazy.
It's wild just to see like what you've done with Sam and with Julia. And, You know what I mean? The funny thing is he says he's not a trainer, right? And he'll try to play coy and all that. Here's the reality: Sam's never ridden competitively. She's been riding horses for all of 2 years, and you worked with her for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then his 2 proteges go out and place in every event that they rode in their first Gymkhana out. Yeah, Julia placed and Sam placed in every single event.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, like I say, I still will stand by that statement.
I know you will, and that's okay.
But
that just means you're like willing to grow, right? Like you're just leaving room
always,
in there to grow.
You have to
learn.
I am nowhere. Look, the minute you think you've got it figured out in this world, horse world, you're gonna lose.
Yeah,
that's anything.
My uncle was 65 and in his 60s, and sitting there telling me like, dude, like I learned something new every day. So you see all those tapes? He had VCR tapes, like in this is past 2015, 2016, and I mean loaded, like in this. What do you call those old school deals in the living rooms?
VCRs?
No,
entertainment centers.
Yeah. His entertainment center's full of them, and they're all training videos.
All VHS, handwritten on the label.
Handwritten, and he's like, go in there and pull out that Al Dunning tape and put it in there for me, and sit here. I want to show you something.
You got to rewind it first,
right?
Run it all the way back, and then get it going. And I'm still just scratching my head, like, man, this guy is full of it. But
That's cool.
Hey, Unc, we can watch this shit on YouTube now.
Right. Pull it up on YouTube.
When was the last time you've been out there?
So, unfortunately, I lost my uncle a couple years ago. He was battling cancer, and it hit us out of nowhere. He got diagnosed with cancer, and he ended up living for 3 years after that, and then he passed away. So, rest in peace, Don Clark. But that ranch is... It's down. It's done now.
Oh.
They shut it down, and I mean, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 horses up there now, but it's nowhere near the monster that it was when he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did he have kids that were working there as well?
Oh yeah. So my cousin Danielle, his older daughter, she lives in Texas now, and she started there, and then his son Tyler, that's a horse training SOB, like. I've shown Nate a few videos of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are his 2 olders,
and they're still involved in
every single day.
That's cool.
Yeah, they eat, sleep, and breathe it just like he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Danielle actually has a son. We call him Junebug, but his name's Harold Williams. That kid can rope like a grown man. He's 12. I think he just turned 13 actually. But remember that name in the next 5-6 years, I guarantee.
What is it?
Harold Williams.
Harold Williams.
And I guarantee he'll be on his way in that far. I mean, kid can rope. He's had a rope in his hand since he could say rope. And, I mean, he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
And, you know, as far as, you know, you're asking me about, you know, his kids and whatnot. I'd love to one day get something going with his son, Tyler, even. You know, we're in 2 different states, but if we can have an Arizona-Texas connection where we're doing something with horses, you know, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, because, I mean, this is the capital. Wickenburg's the capital of roping, huh?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, 1,000%. Here in about a month, it's going to be loaded.
Yeah.
The population goes up 30, 40%.
Right.
Well, and that's the funny thing is everybody thinks that Whitman's just this little podunk town, right? And
yeah.
You know, during the roping season, there's probably more millionaires here than in Scottsdale.
More money, right? No, seriously.
Yeah.
There's freaking $1 million rolling down the road.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're driving out of there with when you add it all up.
Right.
These big old living quarters, these $40,000, $50,000 horses, this $80,000 truck. People don't realize how much goes into it. And that's why I had to figure out how I can be a part of it without going broke. I mean, you know, in today's world, everyone's, you know, trying to figure it out. But when I dove into bull riding, I was like, man, I eliminate all that. I don't have to worry about oil change or a lame horse. Just grab that gear bag, and as long as my legs work, we'll be all right.
Is Reg your first horse that you've trained from start?
From by myself, not having anyone's help, yes.
Yeah.
I've started a lot of horses, but it was always, you know, I'm gonna start him, hand him over to this guy, he's gonna finish him. Or, you know, I'm helping this guy out for the day, but this horse is green. But this is the first one that I picked out. You know, I said he's got a good mind on him, and we can develop that horse. He's got good potential.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you know, I kind of surprised myself in this timeline too. You know I had a good, you know, I had a trainer's touch, but to see it completely, like, solely on me is definitely confirming to me. You know, it helps me understand that.
Like build your confidence, right?
1,000%, man. You know, I was skeptical about a lot of things, and I'm like, man, I'm finally. Heck yeah, I do know what I'm doing a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, I can make something happen, and
like all you needed was just an opportunity.
That's it.
Right.
And Nate gave me that opportunity. I mean, and honestly, Nate is the reason why I'm doing it. I wasn't even thinking about training horses, and Nate was like, "Dude, why don't we get one going? What are you doing? You're good at it. We can make money off of this. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm just not doing it." And he's like, well, let's get it going. And, you know, 3-4 months later, here we are, you know, getting real close to listing this one and seeing what kind of profit we can make off this investment.
Yeah.
And it's going to be rough to see him go, you know, but like I always say, if you got a horse that you wanted sold, he must not have been a good one. You know, if you
There's
wanted
gonna be
to
a lot
sell
of tears shed when he goes.
Yeah, for sure.
I think from all of us.
Yeah,
you know what
I
mean?
definitely shed a couple.
Like he's
a little buddy,
and when and he really is the little buddy around here. I mean, to the point where Nene, my 2-year-old niece, literally hand leads him all the way to his stall.
Yeah, my little one,
2-year-old, right? Like his little one.
She'll come over to him, and I mean, instantly beelines to him. We almost have to guide her away from him and try to do it without her throwing a fit.
That's good.
But he completely flips the switch when she's around.
Yeah, the moment she's
and drags his feet. Yeah, and I mean,
what was it? What was it about Trevor where you're like, all right, we got to do this, dude?
We just got to talking one day, and you know, Trev's been through a lot. You know, and he and I got to talking, and it was just one of the. You and I have talked about it a lot too. Is that I like to do whatever I can to help people. Yeah. And when you and I got to talking about like where you come from and what you've done, and you know, I asked you why you don't train your own horses, and you kept saying you're like every time I get something going, I get screwed. Yeah. And I'm like, here's a safe space for you to, if you want to do this. Sam and I have the ability to help you get something started. Yeah. We want to do this. Yeah. Right. But I don't. Dude, I'm 46. I'm not breaking horses anymore. Yeah. No. Like, my days of getting bucked off, you know, are done. Yeah. But it was something that like you could see your eyes light up when we talked about it. You got excited, and I was like, "All right, cool. Let's start looking for horses. Like, let's do this." And I just saw I saw the opportunity, you know, to work together, to do something and have some fun with it. I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
It's been fun. You know, that's the part that I'm. As long as my Uncle Don told me, if you're not having fun with it, lose it.
Yeah.
And the minute I'm done having fun with it, I'll be done with it.
Yeah.
He said all the time. And I was like, that's what it's about. And that's where I was at with the bull riding. It's like, dude, you need to go back to having fun with it. And if you're not going to have fun with it, you need to be done with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I did last night. You walked up to me, you're like, dude, simplify it. Go back to when you were a kid. And I'm like, man, I was a kid. I wasn't thinking about, I got to do this, got to do that. I was just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. When I come out here and ride him,
Yeah.
you know, I might work a 12-hour shift and I'm tired, but if I come out here and ride him for 2 hours, it almost gives you a second wind, and it's like, whew, you know,
But
I
it's
can
also
unwind.
a responsibility that we have, right? Like we've gone down a path now.
Yeah.
Like we're responsible for him now. It's not just the horse sits in the stall and whatever. Like, you know, we make sure that he's fed right. We make sure that he's vetted. We make sure that his meds are all taken care of. Like when I say meds, I mean supplements because my wife is all about the supplements. But anyway, but there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just you ride him, you know, once or twice a week for 45 minutes. It's, you know, he's in the round pen right now, you know, flexing. So it's there's a lot of buildup that goes into this. And people tell us all the time. I mean, Shane and I laugh, you know, you live my dream life. And I'm always like, do I?
Do I really?
Like,
right.
I was out here at 5:15 this morning, you know, with the light on so that I could feed and get this all ready because I knew that we were going to record. And come rain, snow, I mean, not that we get snow, but whether you're sicker than a dog, right? If it's raining outside, these horses got to get fed. They got to get watered.
They didn't ask to be pinned up.
Nope.
And so, it's there's so much that goes into it. Like you just said, 5:15. Christmas Day, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, you got to be here. Somebody's got to feed.
Or if you go on vacation, you got to find somebody to come.
Yeah, it's not like watching the dogs.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. So.
But I
we've
would
been
change
blessed.
it.
I mean, like, you know, Jess bringing us together has been one of the best things that I could ever have asked for. It's really, it's brought Jess and I a lot closer. Yeah. You know,
beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's been great. Not just from the horse perspective, but I mean, we kind of have our own little community out here. It's a community within a community,
right?
And it's been a lot of fun to build. But
I mean, that's what life is, man. You know, you got to surround yourself around people that
build you up.
Yeah, that's it. And that's been my biggest thing, and especially after the fact of everything that I've been through. You know, you surround yourself with what you want to be like. You know, get around the people that are a step ahead of you. You know, if you're the smartest one at the table, you're at the wrong table. You know? And
that's actually really well said.
Yeah. No, really though.
You know,
that's
when you think about that,
it's simple. And
I need to stop eating dinner with my kids.
He didn't mean that, guys. He didn't mean that. If they ever hear that, he did not mean that.
No.
Oh, that is funny.
So I had no idea that there's a black rodeo.
Okay.
Like that was, I think it was last year. Sam and Nate like, oh yeah, we're going to a rodeo. I'm like, where? Like, well, Trev's gonna go ride a bull. Where? The black rodeo. I'm like, what's the black rodeo?
Yeah. It was awesome, by the way. It was fun.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, so this rodeo that was just here recently actually is produced by Black Rodeo USA. That's the rodeo company name. And rodeo production company, I should say. But the predecessors were the Bill Pickett Rodeo Company. Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo Company started, I want to say, it's been over 30 years since they've been going. And they've been going all over the nation in the tour. And it's a heritage rodeo. And they're trying to showcase the forgotten black cowboy. And, you know, there's some of the, you know, Bill Pickett, he invented steer wrestling. No one really knows that. This guy was famous for jumping off his horse, grabbing a steer by the horns, and then he'd bite the lip he bit the steer's bottom lip, and that's how he get him to roll over. And that's how steer wrestling was invented. And there's Deadwood Dick that they talk about, and those are just some of the older cowboys, the Buffalo Soldiers, and they just try to showcase that there is black cowboys, and people forget about us all the time, but it's just like an Indian rodeo. They're showcasing their history and their heritage of their lineage and what it was like back then when they got into it.
My favorite videos, I follow I think the Oklahoma Cowboys.
Oh yeah,
dude! Like when they have their videos on, the one event where they're just hauling
Pony
ass.
Express.
Okay, dude. Well, it's in a little tiny.
Yeah,
it's like
so there's 4 barrels in that arena, 2 teams at a time, and they're running the relay, and it's a 6-man relay.
Oh,
and
dang.
it is. You think bull riding's intense? I think that's intense.
Well, what's his name got hurt this year at it?
Yeah, there's a guy from Love Island. I forget his name. Taylor, I want to say.
Yeah.
That horse. So he's coming, and the way it's lined up. I mean, you're coming from the corner of this arena, and as this guy comes around that 3rd barrel, if it's set up in a four barrel pattern, you're coming in like this, and so it's almost blind for the guy that's already in the arena coming around those barrels.
Yeah.
And that guy didn't kick his horse up. And it's a prime example of what I'm saying. It's just as crazy as bull riding. Dude, that was a collision.
You said he didn't kick his horse up?
Yeah, he didn't run fast enough in front of the guy that had the baton coming towards him, which caused that guy to run straight into him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, knocked him clean off his horse. The horse rolled over the top of him.
Yeah, I saw
Definitely wasn't pretty.
No.
But, yeah, man, that's their event down there.
Yeah.
I got cousins that when they hear this, they're gonna be like, "Oh heck yeah, man! You talked about our podcast."
Yeah.
Their team name is YFC, and they're always at those Oklahoma Cowboys deals in Oklahoma and Old Mogi and all those other different places down there.
Do they ever come out here to do that stuff?
Not really.
Cam was just here.
Yeah, my cousin Cameron, but he's from California.
Yeah.
But the guys that really relay out there, dude. You go to a rodeo, and usually the people are there to watch the bull riding. In Oklahoma, they're there to watch the relays.
Yeah.
And it's like 30 teams.
Is it like the same as, ropers have their roping horses? Do those guys have their relay horses?
All they do is run relay.
That's all they do.
They just Pony Express.
Damn.
You might have a few of them that actually do some other events, but they literally eat, sleep, and breathe Pony Express.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, man. It is like... I've seen these guys make some. I mean, you're literally like fighting. They're bumping shoulders, elbowing, whatever it takes to get that baton around. They will do it. And
That's wild.
It is gritty. They're hauling, and there's so much that can go wrong. You've seen that arena ain't the best. You're making some crazy turns, and I tip my hat to them guys because there's a lot of things I can grit through, and I'm not sure if that's one that I want to figure out if I can do or not.
Right.
It can go wrong quick.
Well, we'll get you out there next year, Shane.
Okay.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely
for sure.
get you out there.
I'll do a blindfolded. Fuck it.
There you go. Well, awesome, guys. Yeah. Listen, man, this has been a blast. I know that you got to work red still.
Yes, sir.
We'll do this again.
Most definitely.
So we appreciate you coming on, Trev.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Heck yeah, man.
Now everybody else gets to hear about it.
It's about time we got Trevor on.
Yeah, it's been a long time
episode
coming.
1.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for the delay.
Stop being so damn busy, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get free.
Well, don't say that. I'm going to make it more busy here in a little bit.
Yeah, if I don't stay busy, I start doing dumb stuff. So
we appreciate
focused.
you, man.
Heck yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
You, friends, everyone's gonna be friends. And plus, you better ride like you ride.